Sometimes INFJs have to be the ones that take the lead and help other people speak up and stop being exploited. Good evening. So, I wanted to get that message out there first. This video is going to be about why sometimes INFJs must reluctantly accept leadership positions in order to help people. Before I get into it, you know the deal by now. Please click the link in the comment section to donate 5 of whatever your currency is to SaneU to help those with brain injury recovery. This is the reason why I'm doing 33 YouTube videos this month, about triple what I would normally do, and it would be much appreciated if you help donate a few dollars to, or quid or euros or whatever, to this worthy cause. Canadian bucks, Aussie bucks. Please do it by the end of the month. If you're planning on doing it and haven't yet, understand that time's running out. Oh, and for those of you that said improve my lighting, I rigged up something. Boom. High school stage crew skills. But, please donate. It's not for me, it's for charity and your empaths, and we help people, and this will help people. Roughly a third of the population at one time in their life faces a brain injury of some kind, be it an aneurysm, a major concussion, a stroke, etc. And they're often stigmatized during their recovery, which is long and arduous. So please click the link below or go visit the website and have other people a lot more talented than me explain why you should donate to it. But you're here, so I gotta try to sell you. Donate. Alright, so back to my topic. Sometimes INFJs must reluctantly accept leadership positions. So I'm going to relate this to a current event that's going on at my job. So as you know, everything with Arlington went down, and I am no longer a professional firefighter, though I still possess firefighter certifications and EMS certifications. They look nice and pretty and useless, just like my college degrees that I graduated cum laude with. Yeah, boomers, you sure lied about the importance of that. Or was it just to stuff your own pockets from getting us all in debt? Makes you wonder, doesn't it? But this isn't about the boomers. So, sometimes we must speak up and be the voice of a group of people who are afraid to speak up if they are being mistreated in the same or similar manner to we are. So at my current job, and I'm a waiter at a private country club, we have one employee who she basically can do whatever she wants, and the management allows it, covers for her, and essentially shoots down and potentially retaliates against anybody who speaks up. So this employee, from what I'm told, has already caused 3 other servers who worked there for years to quit. Now, why that is because despite the fact that this employee in question is almost always late to work, no call, no shows, sometimes for back-to-back days at a time, takes more vacations even without filling out the proper paperwork to take time off. When she does decide to show up, she is more often than not given like all the best tables, like the tables that the management knows are big tippers, and thus, and she makes the most hourly too. And, a bunch of us have been dealing with this for months, and at the same time, while she's calling off, we're expected to be called in to work extra shifts to cover her, and often ruining plans that we had made for weeks. And this is, like half dozen people at least affected by this a lot. Or, when we're short on the floor, we're expected to pick up her slack and run around like chickens with our heads cut off. And there's been times at work where I was literally expected to do my job and hers too. Those are the only days I made money. Why? Because if this individual is on the floor, she is automatically given the majority, if not all, of the best tables. So I had to give a little context into what's going on. People have had enough of it. People are sick of the favoritism and the double standards, because anybody else who would pull the same stunts would most likely be fired. But this individual, we are told that how valuable she is and how much we need her, despite the fact that We often, have busy nights where she doesn't bother to show up, and we do just fine, and we all make, you know, decent tips because all the good tip tables are not cherry picked for her. Yeah, like last Saturday when I was in the same section with her, and there were 5 big tip tables, and somehow she got all of them when we were supposed to be rotating tables. But I'm told that wasn't on purpose. But I'm an INFJ, and I see patterns just like everybody else who told me that when they work the same section with her, she's given all the good tables. Yeah. So, in these situations where something like this situation where uh, multiple people all see the same thing, they all notice the same double standard, the same hypocrisy, but they're afraid to speak up because this person is, quote unquote protected, and they think that by speaking up, that they will be retaliated against and thus either given extra work or given, even worse tables to make less money, that kind of thing. And I tried to stay out of this as long as I could, but the kicker, as an INFJ and an empath, that got me involved is the fact that this individual has no empathy for screwing over her coworkers. Like, she has no empathy about if she decides spur of the moment to take off, if she screws up somebody's plans they made weeks ago, which they made, scheduling around their work schedule as if one should. And then if she's expected to repay that favor and cover a shift for the other person, she'll either show up an hour and a half late and be sent home anyway, not show up at all, or be given the best table. So there's absolutely no repercussions with this individual. Nobody else, the rest of us servers, do not see her supposed great value and necessity. So what do you do? Well, as an INFJ, if you see people upset, being negatively affected or exploited, you try to link the patterns together. If everybody's telling you the same story and you see the patterns, and you're someone who has been through similar situations before, and you see other people breaking down and crying, we have to do something about it. It's in our nature. And if I'll tell you, it got so bad with this individual that one of my coworkers is a college age ENFJ, and like most young ENFJs, she can't say no. She finally got to the point where she could tell the manager no when she would be asked to change her plans last minute to cover for this individual. And if any of you are like college age ENFJs, you know it's really difficult to say no to your boss and how far you have to be pushed to do it, and knowing that you're being exploited or taken advantage of, as this individual was, as were 4 or 5 others. So, with some people wanting to go to the basically the head guy at the whole club, not just the restaurant, I told my manager, like, look, it's about to hit the fan. People have had enough. And I told him, I was basically the representative speaking for the majority of every person. And I got vilified for it. I was treated as the bad guy. Expect that to happen, INFJs. If you're calling out favoritism that everybody can see and that is even recognized by the people in power, be prepared, because the reasons behind that favoritism you may not know, but that is one status quo that they don't want to break. So you have to speak up anyway. You have to be the voice for those being exploited. We can't stand by and watch people of integrity get taken advantage of and told they have to shut up and take it. That's just part of the deal because somebody else is quote unquote, a made man, so to say. The only thing you can do is speak up, do it professionally, detail oriented, and, tell them that you're not going to stand for it, that you'll leave, that multiple people will leave, that you can't expect us to abide by this double standard and not say anything, especially if it's not only about, because it's one thing if it's like, oh, well, so and so comes in late and takes a lot of days off. Fine. Personally, I don't care about that. But when they do show up, they shouldn't be given the best tables and put in the position to make the most money, while you screw over the people that work more hours than her, always show up on time, and have, multiple times come in and work extra shifts to cover for this individual. Understand if you're in a situation like this or any type of work situation that is similar to this. You have every right to stand up and say something. You don't, we're not the kind of people that'll just blindly accept a double standard and especially letting others be exploited. As INFJs, we'll put up with a lot of shit for ourselves, but when it affects other people, yeah, then we're more likely to stand up and cause a change. Just always remember, do it professionally, do it detailed, tell the truth, make sure they know that they can't hide it anymore. Call them on their lies if they try to feed you some line of bullshit. And know that you have the right to speak up, against double standards. Thanks for listening to this little rant, a little insight into what my current work life is at the moment. So remember, never sell out your integrity. Always trust your intuition. Step up and be the leader when something has to be done and no one else feels they can. And please donate the same you.